Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about 5 safety rules for the freediving open water sessions. For those of you who are first time here, who are first time on this channel, my name is Sergey. I'm a freediving instructor trainer, and on this channel I'm sharing with all of you guys everything what I know about freediving. It's sometimes a freediving training tips, sometimes it is a freediving theory, sometimes it's a freediving product reviews. So if you are a beginner or intermediate freediver, consider the idea to subscribe to this channel, because you're going to find a lot of useful information which is going to help you to become a better and safer freediver, which is even more important. Okay guys, 5 safety rules for the open water session. Rule number 1, learn freediving from a freediving professional, right? So again, I get it. The water is the nature, right? The water is a part of the nature and we are part of the nature. And I heard many people saying, okay, it is activity in the nature. It's like the same like walking in the forest. Why we need to pay someone and why we need to learn it from someone instead of just explore by ourselves? And again guys, you doesn't have to pay for freediving course. If you're lucky enough and maybe your close friend is a freediving instructor, freediving professional, then you just can say, can you teach me freediving? And then probably your friend just gonna teach you, and this is it. You doesn't need to pay for freediving course, but you need to learn from the proper source. You need to learn from the freediving professional. Who is a freediving professional? It can be freediving instructor, or it can be someone who learn freediving in a proper way and then practicing over years the freediving and understand deeply the whole process of freediving, right? Water is not our natural environment. And if you disagree with me, fine. But let me challenge you. Can you live in a water environment? Let's say you're going to the sea now, and can you spend there 24 hours? If you can, how about 7 days? You can do 7 days? How about a month? So if you couldn't spend even 7 days in the water, like without non-stop, how you think that the water is our natural environment? I completely agree, water is a great environment. Everyone enjoys to be in the water. It's so nice for us to be in the water. But keep in mind, it's not our natural environment. At least not at this moment. Maybe sooner or later we're going to evolve and become water mammals, like marine mammals, but not at this moment. The second, the breath hold itself is not our natural activity as well. How long can you hold your breath? For 2 minutes and you think that this is natural? No, the breath hold is a really nice activity. It is a fun activity. It is a fun to hold your breath and explore the ocean, to be a little bit, one step closer to the marine animals and enjoy and share their environment, their natural environment, right? But again, to do it safe and properly, you need to learn freediving from a professionals. Again, it doesn't have to be a course. It may be some of your friend, really professional, very professional freediver, and then you can learn from him or from her. Again, I'm not saying you need to do a course. No, if you have any other source, you can learn from it. Second, when you do open water training, there is no question you have to have a safety body. You couldn't freedive alone, guys. Again, if you don't know why, just go for the rule number 1 and then you more or less understand. So freediving is a really safe activity, right? The thousands of freedivers, thousands of people practicing freediving, and they are safe. There is a really small amount of injuries and like a LMC and blackout, like unconsciousness, and basically it's like a mistake of these freedivers, right, in most of the cases. However, even if the percentage of these mistakes is really small, it's like incredibly small, and this is the reason why we are saying that the freediving is a really safe activity, because the percentage of these emergencies is really small. It's like tiny fracture of all freediving activities. But the price for this emergency is incredibly high if you're practicing on your own. Let's say, for example, you do your freediving training and for whatever reason you stay underwater a little bit longer than you expected, or you dive a little bit deeper, or like anything, or you was not ready for this dive, and then on the surface you have a mild version of LMC. If you have a proper freediving body, then it's going to be some lesson in your life that, okay, you need to do everything correctly, and you need to analyze how it happened, why it happened, and avoid this situation in the future. But what if you have a LMC or blackout and there is no one around? Okay, what's going to happen? Probably it's going to be the last problem in your life, and it's going to be a huge problem for your friends and for your family. Do you really want it? Probably no. Okay, this was the second mistake. Second safety rule: you never freedive alone. The rule number 3: if you are freediving in the ocean, even with a freediving body, you need to be sure that your freediving body can provide the safety, right? You couldn't grab just random person who probably can swim, maybe it is a scuba diver or anyone, maybe just like your friend, and you're like, okay, we're gonna do a freediving training and you're just gonna watch me, everything is gonna be fine. No, if your freediving body doesn't know how to do a safety, how to do a rescue procedure, what is the symptoms of LMC, of blackout, how to deal with it, if your freediving body haven't been practicing, so then you are not in a safe position, you are in a really dangerous position. Because guys, I saw LMC and blackout for a few times, let's put it this way. And in the beginning it's a kind of stress to see that another freediver have this kind of convulsions on the surface or even lost the conscious. This is why you want to practice freediving when you are sure that your freediving body can easily deal with it. If you are not sure in your freediving body, maybe practice with him or with her. It's not a big deal. Maybe at the end of any open water or confined water pool session, practice some rescue and safety skills, right? But making sure that both you and your freediving body know exactly how to do safety and how to do rescue, etc., etc., right? Rule number 4, I put it this way, it is when you do a freediving in open water, it doesn't matter is it a training or is it just a recreational freedive on a local reef, make sure that you use some kind of big bright red or bright yellow surface marker. It can be a freediving float. I've done a couple of reviews about freediving floats. You can find the links to these videos in the description, but it can be something else, but it should be big and it should be bright yellow or bright red, and it's going to be easy to notice you from the distance, right? Again, there is almost everywhere there is some boat traffic. Sometimes it is a heavy boat traffic. In this environment I don't recommend you to freedive at all, but even in some places where the boat traffic is not that big, sometimes some boats can pass by, right? And if, let's say, boat is moving quite fast, it's going to be really difficult for this boat to notice you or your freediving body on the surface. Because let's say if you have a dark hair, my hair is not dark anymore, I don't know why. So if you have a dark hair and let's say you're watching your body who is diving and you're staying on the surface, and then from the upcoming boat it's really difficult to notice you. But if you have something big and it is a bright color, then it's going to be much more easy to notice you from the bigger distance. And rule number 5 is don't be overrated. Again, I saw a couple of blackouts simply because freediver was overrated. Yes, if you put a little bit more weight on your weight belt, then it's going to be more easy to go down. But on your way up, it's going to be much harder to come up, and you're going to burn much more oxygen, and this can technically leads to the unconsciousness, right? So be sure that your buoyancy is correct. If you don't know what is the correct buoyancy, if you don't know what is the proper buoyancy, again, I made a video about this for a few months ago, and you can find this video in the description for this video. Right, so make sure you're not negative buoyant. the negative buoyancy is really bad and dangerous thing for the open water sessions. Okay guys, it was the 5 safety rules for the open water session, and now before we finish, it's one bonus rule, which is 1 up, 1 down body system. What does it mean? It means that when you have a freediving body, and like I said before, you have to have a freediving body, and let's say you have a freediving float, then when your body is diving, you're supposed to stay on the surface. You're supposed to stay on the surface because there is a different conditions can be compromise your safety. Again, I'm not saying that everyone perfect, and sometimes it happens that your body want to have a shot and then your body dive and you dive. It happens quite often, but again, it is compromising of the safety. So ideally you want to be 1 up, 1 down. So if someone diving, another person on the surface. If you have a few body teams in the same place, then it can be sorted out a little bit more easy, because like someone still on the surface. But if it's only 2 of you, ideally you want to have a 1 down, 1 up. Okay guys, this is it. It was the 5 safety rules for the open water sessions plus 1 bonus. Hopefully you found some useful information, and if you did, don't forget to click the like button. Okay guys, thank you for watching my video. I really appreciate you on my channel, and see you next time.